On an all-new Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Robert De Niro drops by. NBC Tonight.
Your one news source. This is NewsCenter1.
Good evening, I'm Shad Olson. This is NewsCenter1 at 10. Tonight, the death toll climbing near Utah's border with Arizona, where a wall of water swept away packed vehicles, killing at least a dozen people. NBC's Leanne Gregg reports on Monday's flash flood waters.
Oh dear, there's 2 vehicles.
This community stunned after floodwaters slammed into 2 vehicles filled with 16 people, women and children, sweeping them hundreds of yards away.
Oh no, there goes the other.
We know God is guiding all things and trust in Him to heal our wounded hearts at this time.
3 people survived, among others who were trapped and rescued, able to walk to safety. Virginia Black watched the wall of water move down the canyon.
The first, I was worried about the people in the vehicle, wished that we could do something, but just started to realize that we were in trouble too.
Search and rescue teams were joined by hundreds of volunteers who looked through mud and debris. A National Weather Service official described the volume and pace of rain as a 100-year event, dumping 2.5 inches in just 2 hours on the towns of Hilldale, Utah, and Colorado City across the state line. As residents grieve the sudden and horrific loss, even more rain is in the forecast. Leanne Gregg, NBC News, Hilldale, Utah.
Elsewhere in Utah, 4 people are dead and 3 others missing after floodwaters there raged through Zion National Park. A spokesperson for the park says the bodies of 3 men and a woman were found. Search efforts continue for 3 missing hikers also in that flooding incident. And even more tragic news coming from Texas. A school bus plunging off a highway overpass in Houston after being hit by a car this morning, killing 2 students and seriously injuring 3 other people. A 17-year-old female student died at the scene, while a 14-year-old girl died at a hospital. The bus had 4 students on board when it came crashing down. Police say the driver of the Buick that hit the bus, who happens to be a Houston teacher, told them she swerved to avoid another vehicle. No charges have yet been filed against the driver of the other car, pending further investigation. Officials say the city hasn't seen a fatal school bus accident in 15 years. Students and faculty gathering on the campus of Delta State University tonight, holding a vigil for a professor who was gunned down in a murder-suicide yesterday. Dr. Ethan Schmidt, a colleague of accused shooter Shannon Lamb, was a professor of American history. Investigators say that Lamb also killed his girlfriend, Amy Prentice, before going to the university and shooting Schmidt. Police are not sure what motivated the killings and say the 2 victims did not know each other. Police say that Lamb died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound in Greenville, Mississippi. In other news tonight, Senate Republicans are not accepting defeat just yet. Republicans are pushing for a final say on the Iran nuclear deal before the congressional review period expires. U.S. Senator Mike Rounds delivering a speech earlier today on the Senate floor, urging his colleagues to reject the deal. South Dakota's entire congressional delegation has been opposed to the Iran plan. However, Democrats are poised to stop any attempt to undercut the international accord. Tonight, round 2 of the Republican debates is nearly upon us, and it is expected to be explosive, with Donald Trump, the frontrunner, predicting he'll be a target, and his fellow outsider candidates gaining in the polls, while Jeb Bush, once considered to be the frontrunner and lock for the nomination, is looking for some kind of a comeback. NBC's Peter Alexander reports.
Here at the Reagan Library, the battle tomorrow night to win one like the Gipper, with Donald Trump dominating and Jeb Bush fading. Trump topping a trio of political outsiders, Ben Carson closing in and Carly Fiorina gaining steam. They now boast a majority of Republican support. The early establishment favorite, Bush, falling well behind.
I'm the tortoise in the race, but I'm a joyful tortoise.
Jeb now hovering at 6%. Trump has bashed Bush as boring.
I think he's a very low-energy person. Donald J. Trump.
While Trump is packing them in by the thousands.
Wow.
Bush's crowds are far smaller.
Thanks.
Analysts say Bush underperformed in the first debate and is hampered by his last name. He's tried to connect his conservative legacy to Reagan's and reached out to Latinos in Spanish.
Donald Trump me está atacando usando ese nombre.
Still, with no traction, a Republican insider insists Bush needs to stand up to Trump.
Bush needs to take the fight to Donald Trump aggressively, and he needs to take a page out of the Donald Trump playbook and point out to voters that Donald Trump isn't ready to be president.
Bush says this time he'll be ready.
Someone comes at me, bam, I'll come back at them. Don't worry about that.
Bush's trump card may be his fundraising, more than $100 million collected in the first half of the year. His super PAC launching a $20 million ad buy.
Proven conservative, real results.
And as far as campaign fundraising, candidates can now tweet for dollars as well. The social media service Twitter introducing a new platform and feature that allows political candidates to raise money directly on its mobile application. That makes it quicker and easier to harvest small donations from their followers. Campaigns have been using social media platforms to raise money for years and to spread their messages, particularly during live political events such as the Republican presidential debate. At least a dozen presidential candidates will start using the new fundraising technique right away. Twitter is working with financial services company Square Inc. to collect the money and the information that the Federal Election Commission requires from political donors. And here's a look at today's markets on Wall Street. And on this Tuesday, some dovish comments out of the Fed ahead of the meeting that's happening, the quarterly meeting that's coming up for the Federal Reserve. The Dow Jones reacting positively to the news that possibly an interest rate hike will be pushed off until next year, rising 229 points today to 16,600. The Nasdaq Composite up 55 to 48.61. The S&P up 25 to 1978. And gold is down $3.40 to $1,104.30 on this day of trade. One day after the cause of the Full Throttle Saloon fire has been released, owner Mike Ballard opening up about the devastating loss to his company. Ballard offering his thanks to the many fire departments that helped battle last week's blaze, saying that their hard work helped save the main office of that facility and all of the Full Throttle cabins. He also spells out that saloon was up to code on all electrical and building codes, and that a local electrical inspector had done a walkthrough 2 weeks before the Sturgis motorcycle rally. As for rebuilding the iconic saloon, Ballard says he, quote, cannot truthfully answer that question, end quote. He says that the insurance coverage does not look good for recouping the destruction the fire caused, and that the majority of the insurance policies were geared toward the cabin area and liability regarding the safety and well-being of customers. He says right now his goal is to clean the place up and go back to Tennessee to be with his wife and daughter and take time to figure out where to go from here. Time is running out for people on the Pine Ridge Reservation who have been impacted by severe storms. Anyone who lost jobs or became unable to do business because of severe storms, straight-line winds, and flooding that hit the Pine Ridge Reservation back in May has until tomorrow to file for disaster unemployment assistance. The State Department of Labor and Regulation saying that to be eligible for those benefits, members of the Sioux tribe must be unemployed or unable to do business as a direct result of that severe weather. Tribal members will need their Social Security cards, copies of their most recent federal income tax form or pay stub, or documentation to show that they were working or self-employed when that disaster took place. Chief Meteorologist Bob Brigue joining us. So many people impacted by those storms and still trying to work through the damage and get some compensation. Our best to those people still dealing with that. That can't be fun.
No, it sure can't be. We don't have any storms in the forecast, at least for the next 7 days. We don't have any snow in the forecast, at least for the next 7 days. So let's take a look at the radar. There you have it. Just a few little sprinkles moving across the Black Hills. They're drying up as we speak. I don't expect to see much at all from this evening, but tomorrow evening we'll see some more of these little showers moving on through. It's going to be rather quiet rest of the week, and temperatures are going to cool off too a little bit. That's the good news.
So we'll look forward to that. Kind of spotty showers, is that what you'd call those? Moving across, you see
a lot of that's not even hitting the ground. You know, I mean, the radar's picking it up, but a lot of that's just evaporating before it reaches the ground.
And we'll get more details coming up. Ian Bob's forecast in just a bit. We're back with more news after the break, right here on News Center 1 at 10.
This is News Center 1 with Shad Olson. Sports with Justin Wickersham. And weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Brigue.
I'm a fan of this plateau.
I'm a fan of things that go.
I'm a fan of all things kitschy. I'm a fan of Lionel Richie.
Hello.
I'm a fan of DQ. I'm a fan of DQ Bakes.
Bakes.
DQ Bakes. I'm a fan of warm ciabatta.
I'm a fan of cold and hotter.
Melty snacks on my snack break.
I'm a fan of DQ Bakes.
New artisan-style sandwiches, snack melts, and desserts. Hot out of the oven and only at your DQ. This is fan food, not fast food.
I'm a fan!
Your everyday banking should never interfere with your everyday life. BankWest puts you in control of your money, wherever you are and whenever you need it. BankWest. Convenient, connected, committed.
The model year closeout is on at Granite Nissan. Huge savings with bonus cash, 0% for 72 months, 2 years maintenance, and our meet or beat guarantee. Drive a brand new Nissan Altima, Juke, Sentra, or Versa for as low as $199 per month. Drive a Rogue, Murano, or Pathfinder for just $299 per month. Or drive a Nissan Titan for as low as $399 per month. Don't miss the model year closeout on now at Granite Nissan Hyundai.
Rock solid, drive Granite.com.
This homecoming, our Bronx take on the Cheyenne Eagle Butte Braves. Join the following businesses in showing your team spirit.
Good luck, Bronx, from the Buck Stop.
From all of us at Dakota Lumber, go get 'em, Bronx!
At Ross Equipment Rentals, we are proud of our Bronx.
From K&K Customs, good luck this season, Bronx.
Show your team spirit and cheer on your Bronx at homecoming, September 18th at 6 p.m.
South Dakota undergraduate students continue to find a high-quality education at Chadron State College, thanks to the Chadron State Eagle Rate. It's more affordable than ever to be a part of Chadron State's proud tradition. Find the major you want with CSC's outstanding on-campus and online programs. With a degree from CSC, you'll have the tools to succeed in your career. South Dakota students, take advantage of the Chadron State Eagle Rate today. Call 1-800-CHADRON or visit csc.edu.
South Dakota Attorney General Marty Jackley addressing the importance of state alcohol policies. Jackley's been discussing the success of South Dakota's 24/7 program at a variety of events across the nation. Yesterday, he was at the 24/7 Summit in Montana. Last week, delivering a keynote address in Chicago at the 8th Annual Alcohol Law and Policy Conference. Jackley says he wants to highlight the success of our 24/7 sobriety program to cost-effectively addressing addiction to the strong role of working with law enforcement to safeguard against alcohol abuse. Pennington County is in the running for funding of up to $2 million. That grant is part of the continued work with the MacArthur Foundation. The initiative, called the Safety and Justice Challenge, seeks to find solutions to the problem of over-incarceration in our nation's local jails. Those discussions continuing tomorrow in Eagle Butte. The primary discussion will be centered around outreach efforts designed to address the disparity of Native American inmate populations currently incarcerated in the Pennington County Jail. The first grant, worth $150,000, was awarded in May of 2015. We're now in the process of the second round of grants, which will begin in 2016. Previous stakeholder meetings have been held on both the Pine Ridge and the Rosebud reservations. Well, they're asking you to bring your imagination. The future of Rapid City arts and culture are being discussed tonight at the Dahl Arts Center. They are working on a 10-year plan to keep Rapid City in the cultural know. The plan last updated 20 years ago, and as they're now halfway through the planning process for this latest round, they're welcoming everyone to hear an update. Over 800 people have offered ideas. We spoke to a consulting firm earlier today to find out how Rapid City is moving forward.
Most obvious public artwork is here with the Mount Rushmore. So the environment, the hospitality of the people, the performing and visual arts are all things that make it a very special place. So we're looking at, okay, what can we do even better? So this plan, I don't see many people talking about lots of capital investments. This is more about sustaining what exists and making it better. There's some gaps.
And that consultant says that the Dahl and Journey Museum were part of the last cultural plan. Still to come right here on NewsCenter1, it was a cloudy start to the day today from Skyline Drive. Bob Riggio's in next with a look at your weekend forecast right here on NewsCenter1 at 10.
Do you have a hard time with decisions? Is your favorite color all the colors mixed together? When you take multiple choice tests, do you just fill in all the above for every answer? Because who even really knows? Then Arby's new sliders are for you. 5 fun sandwiches for $1.29 each. Arby's, we have the meats.
Each day is a race against time. The winners are the ones who find time to laugh and play and dream They celebrate adventure, friendships, and new opportunities. Scheels can help you with fashion that's timely, whether you're far away or close to home. This is your time. This is your year. Scheels.
What makes Liberty Superstores a dealership for the people? People with more insight, more options, more respect, more heart. We eagerly serve the frustrated, the hardworking, the people. We believe everyone deserves to drive a nicer, newer car, and that's what makes us for the people. Liberty Superstores.
I chose Mid-Continent Business Solutions because you can't talk business without talking reliability. I need my people to show up every day on time. We stay as long as it takes to get things done. Mid-Continent works that way too. Their network is totally redundant, so the phones work. The internet works. Seriously fast, I might add. Every time. My patients rely on me. I need someone just as reliable. You guys are it.
Mid-Continent Business Solutions. Internet, phone, cable TV, and more.
This homecoming, our Cougars take on the Black Panthers. Join the following businesses in showing your team spirit.
Good luck, Kadoka Cougars football team from Discount Fuel Kadoka Oil Company.
Peters Excavation wishes our Cougars good luck.
We are proud of our Cougars from Dakota Legends.
Fear the Cougars from Aw Shucks Cafe.
Show your team spirit and cheer on your Cougars at homecoming September 18th at 6 p.m.
This weather brought to you by Black Hills Power.
This is NewsCenter1 Weather with Chief Meteorologist Bob Riggio.
All right, let's start off the TrueView Titan radar once again. You can see a little more widespread activity over Montana, down in Wyoming, but as time progresses, all of that is now beginning to dry up. Just a few little sprinkles out there in the next couple of hours. Even that will be gone. Took my brand new motorcycle through Spearfish Canyon today, and it was absolutely gorgeous. Lloyd Wright, these are his quote, the most miraculous canyon in the West. So when he went through here many, many, many years ago, that's what he envisioned of Spearfish Canyon. And we want to thank Jerry Boyer for this photo once again. He says 45% color. And over the next couple of weeks, you're going to begin to see the rainbow colors in the Spearfish Canyon, and it's going to be spectacular. It should reach its peak the last week of this month. The last week in September should reach its peak. So anytime, believe me, I went through there today, as I said, and it was absolutely, absolutely gorgeous, just gorgeous. 90, the high temperature today, 58, the low, 631, sun up, 703 to sundown. 103 was the record as the high temperature, so we're about 13 degrees shy of that. 66 out at the airport, clear skies at the present time. We had a maximum wind gust 40 miles an hour. Yeah, I mean, it was breezy along I-90 today. Winds are out of the north at 18. And over in Spearfish, we have clear skies there. Yeah, 59. And they had winds not too terribly bad out of the west. They were around 5. They had some wind gusts up around 35, 36 miles per hour. High temperatures today. Very warm temperatures in the plain states, as you can see. 93 Omaha, 90 Oklahoma City, 94 down in Midland, 72 Oklahoma City, Salt Lake City, I'm sorry. 83 in Louisville, 80 Pittsburgh, 80 Atlanta, 88 down in Tallahassee. All of the rain, well, that's back to the west. You can see these showers, all this moisture streaming on in, and some of that moving into the Black Hills this evening. And we'll see it again tomorrow because we'll continue with this stream flow of moisture. So tomorrow evening will be another chance we'll have these showers passing on through. And then Thursday, even into Friday, maybe a thunderstorm at that time. Here's a jet stream, and that's the reason why we're seeing that moisture streaming in from the South Pacific right there. Just following the jet stream, pushing on up. And we're going to go ahead into Friday because it's a little pocket of cool air up here in Canada, moving out of Montana, North Dakota, even down into the Black Hills. That's going to be moving through on Friday. So we'll see our temperatures really drop off on Friday. And then into the weekend, they'll start warming back up into the 70s. And here you go. This is Monday. We got somewhat of a zonal flow now with the jet stream. And that means starting the next work week, our temperatures won't be doing this anymore. They should be just pretty level, near seasonal temperatures, at least the early part of next week. Future satellite radar, again, tomorrow, 2 p.m., we'll have this cool front come through, so temperatures slightly cooler tomorrow than what we had today. 90 today, in the 80s tomorrow. And then this low pressure area off to the west, that'll come through on Thursday, and that's going to cool us down even more. And then we have another storm system, as you can see back here, and that will moving on through. Let's give it a little bit of instability late Thursday, Friday. Maybe some showers, maybe even a thunderstorm at that time. Here's a big picture. This weak cool front comes through. A slightly cooler temperature is expected tomorrow. And then that low pressure tracks on across, bringing another shot of colder air, even cooler on a Thursday. So we are expecting a cool trend over the next 2 to 3 days. As a matter of fact, we'll show that to you. Here are the high temperatures today. Let me back up just a little bit here. 84 in Sioux Falls, 94 in the capital, 95 over in Faith. And now tomorrow, we won't see too many 90s, will we? Okay, yeah, just 80s and 70s over West River and middle to lower 80s over East River. And then on Thursday, let's see if this cooling trend continues. Yeah, now 70s and 60s around the Black Hills area. So definitely some cooler temperatures expected over the next 3 to 4 days. The forecast for the Black Hills, 81 Spearfish, 79 Custer, 84 Faith, 89 Pine Ridge. Hill City, 78. I was up in Belle Fourche today. I mentioned this at 5:30. We got some great folks living up there in Belle Fourche. Let me tell you, 85 in Belle Fourche, 84 in Sturgis. Here's the forecast for tonight, 56, mostly cloudy skies. Still a little bit breezy out there. We'll have those little sprinkles moving on through. They should be drying up within the next 2 to 3 hours, though. And then tomorrow, 84, partly sunny, partly cloudy. And slightly cooler. Should be a nice day, though. Winds out of the northwest. A little bit breezy, maybe an occasional gust up to 20 to 25 miles an hour. Tomorrow night, 51, partly cloudy and mild. And again, we'll have those few little passing showers, pretty much like what we had this evening with those winds out of the northwest. 7-day forecast. I promised a cooling trend. There you have it. 70 on Thursday, 58 for the high on Friday. Maybe some shower, maybe even a thunderstorm, a clap of thunder late Thursday. And then we warm it up by the weekend, 74 Saturday, 78 on Sunday. ClickBigDeals.com. Get this one sold out rather quickly. Get a date night special at the Gold Dust in Deadwood for 50% off. And a lot of people took advantage of that one. So, again, some great deals on Click Big Deals.
As people normally do. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Bob. Still to come, Black Hills State naming its first ever women's soccer coach to that program. We will give you the inaugural details on what's going on there, plus the Custer volleyball team looking to win its 4th straight as the Wildcats take on the Douglas Lady Patriots. Justin has highlights coming up next in NewsCenter1 Sports.
Make yard storage easier with Rubbermaid storage buildings from Menards. This 7x7-foot model is made from maintenance-free, weather-resistant resin, and it includes the floor. Right now, it's only $499 after rebate. Dutch Boy Max Bond exterior paint features a no-prep, no-prime formula. It provides superior adhesion to dirty, chalky, glossy, or previously painted surfaces. Save $10 a gallon. That's $50 on 5-gallon pails.
Save big money at Menards.
During truck season at your local Ford stores, you can get an amazing deal on America's best-selling trucks. And behind the wheel of a Ford truck, things just get done. The work finished. Your cargo safe. The trip taken. The time to buy today. During truck season, get 0% financing for 72 months. Or get up to $9,061 in total savings on built Ford Tough trucks. Hurry in and save during truck season. Going on now at your local Ford stores.
We got the new TemperFlex, and it's got the spring and bounce of a traditional mattress.
You sink into it, but you can still move around.
And now that I have a TemperFlex, I can finally get a good night's sleep.
I flop down on the bed, and it's just like, oh, this is perfect.
I can sleep now through the night.
Change your sleep. Change your life. Change to Tempur-Pedic.
Better tomorrows start tonight at Denver Mattress, your Tempur-Pedic elite retailer. Come in and get fitted for your new Tempur-Pedic today.
This homecoming, our Broncs take on the Cheyenne Eagle Butte Braves. Join the following businesses in showing your team spirit.
Good luck, Broncs, from the Buck Stop.
From all of us at Dakota Lumber, go get 'em, Broncs!
At Ross Equipment Rentals, we are proud of our Broncs.
From K&K Customs, good luck this season, Bronx.
Show your team spirit and cheer on your Bronx at homecoming, September 18th at 6 p.m.
This is NewsCenter1 Sports with Justin Wickersham.
Well, since Spearfish and Lee Deadwood are both undefeated in high school volleyball, the Spartans and Gold Diggers have attracted much of the attention in Class A Region 8. But the Custer Wildcats are quickly becoming a team to be reckoned with. In fact, the Wildcats have won 8 out of their first 10 matches and will play Lee Deadwood this Thursday. But in the meantime, Custer squared off against the Douglas Patriots this evening out in Box Elder. In the first game, Bree Hollinshead places it too close to the net, allowing Jordan Minkin to score easily, and the Wildcats go up by 9, 19-10. Same scenario again, but this time Morgan Paris taps it down to the floor to give the Wildcats another point, and Custer on top 21-10 at that point. Then Minkin serving, and she picks up the ace. The score was 22-10. But the Patriots didn't give up in this one. Hollinshead sets it to Bree Stock for the kill. But overall, though, the Wildcats just too strong tonight. Game point for Custer, and Shayna Kintai puts it away with the kill, and Custer takes care of Douglas tonight, 3-1. Around the region in high school volleyball, Rapid City Stevens down Sturgis in straight sets to improve to 7-3 on the season. Plus, Lee Deadwood remains unbeaten with a win over Edgemont in 3 sets. Meanwhile, Phillip, no problem with Dupree. The Scotties win that one in 3. Also, New Underwood falls to Kadoka in straight sets. And finally, Bison picks up its first win of the year with a victory over the Newell Irrigators. Well, earlier this year, officials at Black Hills State announced that the university was adding women's soccer to its long list of intercollegiate sports. Well, today the school took another step towards establishing the program by naming its first head coach. Robert Blake was introduced as the first ever women's soccer coach at Black Hills State University during a press conference at the Young Center in Spearfish. Blake comes to Black Hills State after spending 5 years as the head girls varsity coach at Greenfield High School in Wisconsin and 3 years as the head women's coach at Milwaukee Area Technical College. The Yellow Jackets currently compete in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, and with the addition of Westminster College this year and Black Hills State next fall, there will be a total of 13 women's soccer teams in the RMAC in 2016. Coach Blake is excited about building a women's soccer program at Black Hills State.
Have the opportunity to be there from the beginning, do everything my way and how I felt that things should be done. There just was an opportunity I couldn't pass up. Plus the opportunity to jump up from junior college to Division II, which brings a whole brand new challenge for me. That was more than exciting enough.
I also wanted somebody that had a plan. And the one thing that Coach Blake brought in was, here's my recruiting plan, here's my first-year plan, here's my 3-year plan, here's my 5-year plan. And so he came in really thinking about having a direct plan to this is how I would go about things to create this program, to build it from the start and where we're going to start and where we want to go. And I just was very impressed with that.
And if you are interested in playing women's soccer at Black Hills State, you can find more information at bhsuathletics.com. Well, speaking of soccer, the Central boys shut out Hot Springs tonight 4-0. Elsewhere, it was Spearfish all over Sturgis tonight 9-0. The Spartans have now won 10 in a row. On the girls' side, Spearfish knocked off Sturgis by a final score of 2-0. Meanwhile, in girls tennis, St. Thomas More wrapped up its 2-day trip to eastern South Dakota. Today, the second-ranked Cavaliers upset number 1 Sioux Falls O'Gorman 7-2. Then St. Thomas More knocked off Brookings 9-0 to improve to 10-0 on the season. Also today in girls tennis, Rapid City Stevens shut out Central 9-0. The number 3 ranked Raiders are now 13-1. And finally, in boys golf, where Rapid City Stevens rolled to the team title today at the Spearfish Invitational, the Raiders finished with a combined score of 334, 6 strokes ahead of Lee Deadwood. Brett Matson of Lee Deadwood fired a 76 to take home medalist honors. And that's a look at sports. We'll be right back in a moment.
Papa Murphy's pizzas are hot because you bake them in your own oven, and you can taste the difference. When they cool a little, of course. Home bake a large Papa's Perfect with half pepperoni, half Hawaiian. Just $9. Fresh made, fresh baked. Papa Murphy's. Love at 425 degrees.
What makes a community great? At Black Hills Community Bank, we follow a simple process. We believe in you. We invest in local businesses by building solid relationships. We keep your money local. Plus, it takes a strong contribution by the individuals who make our home a community. We support local charities who make a difference in the lives of families in need. Black Hills Community Bank. We love investing in what counts.
This This homecoming, our Cougars take on the Black Panthers. Join the following businesses in showing your team spirit.
People's Market wish the Cougars good luck in your homecoming game and season.
Kadoka Gas & Go says we are proud of our Cougars.
Good luck, Cougars, from the Farmers Union Insurance Agency.
Fromm's Hardware and Plumbing says good luck, Cougars.
Show your team spirit and cheer on your Cougars at homecoming September 18th at 6 p.m.
On September 28th, Rushmore Honda is closing their doors and moving to our new location. We'd rather sell our inventory than move it. You'll save big on over 110 used cars, trucks, and SUVs, imports, and domestics, including 35 Honda certified pre-owned. Buy a 2010 Dodge Journey SXT all-wheel drive $10,995, an 09 Toyota Yaris $59,995, or an 11 Chevy Impala LS $10,995. Shop early for best selection. Expect more, get more at Rushmore Honda. Still open at 123 Omaha and online at rushmorehonda.com.
Next August, the 2016 Olympic Games, live from Rio.
Watch the 2016 Olympics right here on NewsCenter1.
Well, it certainly doesn't feel like it outside, what with our warm summer-like temperatures we've been enjoying, but very soon children will be in need of winter coats to ward off that winter chill. The Salvation Army hosting their 31st annual Coats for Kids drive that happened this morning for children in need. Starting today, Salvation Army locations in Rapid City and Box Elder will be accepting new or gently used coats.
Well, you know, I don't know if you've ever been cold during the wintertime. I don't recommend it for anybody. I remember a day when I didn't have a coat on my back, and this gets pretty cold pretty quick up here when it comes in. We want to make sure that people are healthy for their school and so they can learn.
The coats will be distributed to low-income children from kindergarten to 5th grade, and that drive is ongoing until the end of the month of October. You talk about meeting the practical needs of people, and hats off to the Salvation Army. Bob, I know you work closely with them, and that's a great way for there just to be some demonstrable compassion given to those young kids who need those coats to stay warm.
Yeah,
that's a basic need. So,
and we got a lot of businesses around town collecting those coats for the Salvation Army. You know, that's always a good thing as well. Temperatures, though, I don't think
won't need them for a while.
Won't need them at least this week. I mean, those temperatures are going to be rather comfortable, except Friday. Friday could be a little bit chilly. Look at those overnight low temperatures, folks. 83 tomorrow, 70 on Thursday. Then Friday, the high temperature 59, around 60 degrees. The overnight low 45, and then Friday evening, early Saturday 40 degrees. That's getting down there, but we'll warm it up during the afternoon hours on Saturday, Sunday, 74, Saturday, 78 on Sunday.
All right, not looking too bad. That'll do it for us right here at 10 o'clock on News Center 1. Thanks for joining us. Have a great night.
Bold. It's having the confidence to turn ordinary events into extraordinary adventures, and having enough style to turn a few heads along the way. With cool tech features like available Qi wireless charging capability, and advanced safety systems like the standard backup camera, and a sophisticated design, you can boldly go just about anywhere. Lease a new 2015 Camry SE for $159 a month or get $1,500 cash back. The 2015 Camry. Boldly explore at buyatoyota.com. Toyota. Let's go places.
The Honda for You sales event is happening now, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Honda Accord. The Accord is the best-selling midsize car in America, which makes sense because it's also the best value. And the Accord is loaded with standard features. So hurry into your Honda dealer today, and you could get a great deal on a 2015 Accord during the Honda for You sales event.
This homecoming, our Cougars take on the Black Panthers. Join the following businesses in showing your team spirit.
People's Market wish the Cougars good luck in your homecoming game and season.
Kadoka Gas & Go says we are proud of our Cougars.
Good luck, Cougars, from the Farmers Union Insurance Agency.
Fromm's Hardware and Plumbing says good luck, Cougars.
Show your team spirit and cheer on your Cougars at homecoming September 18th at 6 p.m.
My name is Brett, and I used to smoke. I quit, but not until I got a serious gum disease. My tip to you is, your smile says a lot about you. What does this say?